As promised, Media Watch, Florence is here, raring to go. And we're revisiting Rick Santorum. Tell us why.
Well, he's the man of the hour, it seems. And, you know, given that he's become the new kind of front runner in the States, he's under a new level of scrutiny for his track record and his position. We're going to start off by looking at an article in Mother Jones, so left-leaning website that investigates the so-called school scandal that he's involved in. Now, the former Pennsylvania senator is not a big fan of the public school system in the United States. He's a big creationist, and he's campaigned on the fact that he's homeschooled his 7 children. According to Mother Jones, though, between 2001 and 2004, when he was the senator for Pennsylvania, he enrolled 5 of his children into the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School, which is a public school, and that offers students free computers, internet services, and classes.
So this sounds like a double standard. So he's slagging off the state system or the thing that's provided for most kids, but when it's to his kids' advantage, he signs them up for it.
Absolutely.
Mind you, you've got to say hats off to someone who can educate 7 kids at home.
I know, it's a tough... I think I would be tempted by the charter school too. Yeah. But according to Mother Jones, this cost Pennsylvania taxpayers $100,000. And on top of that, according to Mother Jones, he wasn't even living in the state of Pennsylvania.
So he wasn't even paying his taxes there?
Well, he was hopefully paying his taxes there. He does have a home there, but he had another home in Virginia, and that's where he was living with his children, but getting educated thanks to Pennsylvania taxpayers. Now,
it does smell a bit funny, doesn't it?
It does smell a bit funny, and it created a scandal at the time, but I'm sure we're going to be hearing more about it.
What's next?
Well, there's a new religion in Sweden.
No.
Absolutely. Marcus actually told me about this story. He'd be thrilled. It's called Copism, and its central tenet is the right to file share. Now, we're looking at an article in PC World that tells us all about this. And now the Swedish government registered the Church of Copism as a religious organization shortly before Christmas, but it's really starting to buzz now. And here's all the details about the church. It claims that sharing information through copying is akin to a religious service. For the Church of Copism, Control-C and Control-V, so copy and paste, are sacred symbols. The church was founded by a 19-year-old philosophy student, and he says that he hopes that file sharing will be given religious protection. A lot of people say, on the other hand, that they're kind of upset about it. They say that this church is actually promoting piracy, basically. And but for people who are eager to join this church, unfortunately, here's the website. It's for the church. It's out of order. People are encouraged to come back in a couple days once the storm has kind of died down a little bit.
Kind of ironic there, twist at the end, Florence. Very nice, very nice. Where are we going now?
Next, we're going to the UK. This is hurrah in the aftermath of the Rupert Murdoch phone hacking scandal. Now, the Parliament issued a report, guidelines for the Metropolitan Police in their dealings with journalists, and that report was made public yesterday. Now, Metropolitan Police officers have been ordered to avoid accepting alcohol from journalists. They were warned about risky, flirty journalists. I don't know any of those, but and they were criticized. The relationship between journalists and the media, journalists and the media, journalists and police officers, the close relationship was criticized. Now, of course, this is to avoid leaking inappropriate information to reporters, and it's interesting because Lisa Rock, which is a magazine here, has picked up on this and looks at other guidelines for police officers in other countries. Like here in France, there are no really official guidelines, except for the fact that riot police are no longer allowed to drink on the job because pictures of them drinking on the job were leaked in 2010, so they're no longer allowed to drink on the job. Meanwhile, in the Netherlands, since the 1st of January, cops are no longer to smoke on the job or in their private lives.
Was that smoking tobacco or smoking other things that are
marijuana.
legal
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but it's interesting seeing a police officer walking around with a bottle of booze. I mean, certainly in the United Kingdom that would be a complete no-no. And the issue with journalists too, it's one of these things. I mean, as a young journalist, growing up in the UK and working in the UK, developing those kind of contacts with the police was kind of part and parcel of what you did and how you got stories and how you managed to check things out.
Absolutely. I guess you can still be close, but just not drink as much.
You go to the match, you try to, sort of make friends with the players. You go to, somewhere else, you try to make friends with the people there. And you do a story about the police. You try to make friends with the police. That seems to be what it was about. I don't know. Strange.
We'll see.
Move us on, Florence.
Okay,
I'm talking too much.
One last one. I've got one last one, and this is for Harry Potter fans. Scientists have taken a step closer to realizing the invisibility cloak. Now, people, there it is. There you see Harry Potter. Thank you to for the clip. Now, they're calling it the time hole. Basically, these are scientists that are backed by the Pentagon. Now, they figured out how to mask entire events by distorting light. Please don't ask me how they do that, but I do have this little graph that, there you see it, that explains all of it to you, those who understand physics. Now, they say that this is a significant step towards full spatial temporal cloaking, and the Pentagon hopes that soldiers will one day be able to conduct covert operations in complete secrecy, basically by zapping history as it happens. So we'll see.
Have you ever seen that movie, The Men Who Stare at Goats?
I can't say I have.
No, this it sounds like a plot from that one. I suggest you get out on DVD. It's a very good movie.
I'll do that tonight.
Is that it now?
That's all.
Okay, let's get our invisibility cloak and try and hide. That was Florence and Media Watch. We're not going to hide. Bye-bye. Woo! I'm still here. Stay with us. Coming up, we've got sports and news. Lots more things to come here. Live from Paris. So there we go.
Keep up to date on the state of our planet. From global warming to pollution to sustainable development, our Environment Show covers the latest news on our changing world.
Environment. Every Saturday, 11:40 a.m. Paris time on France 24.